The following script has been generated by the most popular AI ChatGPT. And the video plus voiceover has been generated automatically by Pictory AI. Disclaimer: I have nothing to do with this content, but to show people AI is revamping the whole wide world. What is endowment funds? Endowment funds are financial investments made by an individual or organization for a specific purpose, often for the long-term support of a non-profit organization, university, or other institution. The funds are invested with the goal of generating income, and the principal is typically preserved in perpetuity to provide a stable source of funding. How many types of endowment funds in the market? There are several types of endowment funds, including 1. Unrestricted endowment funds. Funds that can be used for any purpose as determined by the organization's leadership. 2. Restricted endowment funds. Funds designated for specific purposes such as scholarships, research, or program support. 3. Permanent endowment funds. Funds that are meant to be preserved in perpetuity, with only the income generated used to support the organization's goals. 4. Term endowment funds. Funds with a specific timeline for disbursement, after which the funds are either returned to the donor or reclassified as permanent endowment. 5. Quasi-endowment funds. Funds that have some characteristics of both restricted and unrestricted endowments and are often used for special projects or initiatives. It is worth noting that different organizations may use different terminology to describe their endowment funds. Are endowment funds only for education, religion, or medical purposes? Endowment funds are not limited to just education, religion, or medical purposes. They can be established for any non-profit organization or institution with a charitable mission. This can include, but is not limited to, arts and cultural organizations, environmental groups, social service organizations, and more. Endowment funds can also be established for specific initiatives or projects within a larger organization. The purpose of the endowment fund is determined by the donor, who specifies the purpose for which the funds will be used. Are all endowment funds in the category of the IRA's 501(c)(3) public charity? No, not all endowment funds fall under the IRA's 501(c)(3) public charity classification. Endowment funds can be established by a variety of organizations, including public charities, private foundations, and other types of non-profits. To be considered a public charity and receive the benefits of the 501(c)(3) classification, an organization must meet certain criteria set forth by the IRAs, such as deriving a significant portion of its support from a broad cross-section of the public. It is also worth noting that some endowment funds may be established by for-profit entities or individuals for charitable purposes, and these funds would not necessarily qualify as a public charity. Which endowment fund has the largest assets under management, AUM? As of my knowledge cutoff in 2021, the largest endowment fund in the world was the Yale University Endowment, with assets under management, AUM, of approximately $31 billion. Yale has a long history of successful endowment management and has been a leader in the endowment industry for many years. It's worth noting that the size of endowment funds can fluctuate due to market conditions, changes in investment strategy, and other factors. So the largest endowment fund may have changed since my training data was collected. But Harvard's endowment fund has $51.9 billion in AUM? Yes, you are correct. As of my knowledge cutoff in 2021, the Harvard Management Company, which manages the Harvard University Endowment, had assets under management, AUM, of approximately $51.9 billion, making it the largest endowment fund in the world at that time. I apologize for the incorrect information in my previous answer. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. Is an endowment fund allowed to operate only in a state or across the United States? Endowment funds can operate in a single state or across multiple states and even internationally, depending on the scope of the organization or institution they support and the regulations governing their operations. For example, a local church or community foundation endowment fund may only operate within a single state, while a large university or global non-profit organization may have endowment funds operating across multiple states or even in different countries. It's important to note that endowment funds operating across state lines or internationally may be subject to different laws and regulations governing charitable organizations, fundraising, and investment activities. and should seek the guidance of legal and financial professionals as needed. How to raise money for an endowment fund? There are several ways to raise money for an endowment fund, including 1. Direct donations, accepting gifts from individuals, families, and businesses to support the endowment. 2. Fundraising events, organizing events such as galas, auctions, and charity walks to raise funds for the endowment. 3. Grant writing, seeking grants from foundations, corporations, and government agencies to support the endowment. 4. Planned giving, encouraging donors to include the endowment in their estate plans through bequests, charitable trusts, and other planned giving vehicles. 5. Investment earnings, generating income from the investment of endowment funds to support the endowment's goals. 6. Corporate partnerships, working with corporations to establish mutually beneficial partnerships that support the endowment and advance the goals of both organizations. It's important to have a clear and compelling case for support for the endowment, as well as a well-planned and executed fundraising strategy, to be successful in raising funds for an endowment. When was Harvard's endowment fund founded? Harvard University's endowment fund was founded in 1636. It was one of the first endowments established in the United States and has since grown to become one of the largest and most successful university endowments in the world. The Harvard Management Company, which manages the university's endowment, has been a leader in endowment management and innovation, and has been widely studied and emulated by other endowments and investment institutions. Appreciate it. You're welcome. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask. How many educational endowment funds in the United States? At the end of fiscal year 2020, the market value of the endowment funds of a total of 73 colleges and universities was $691 billion in AUM.